Now listen, I know I'm just a small YouTuber and stuff like that, but may it get to the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj, that we are kindly requesting her to stop submitting her music to the Grammys, because at this point, I feel like we've secured enough evidence and footage for the documentary that she's working on. And these Grammys just go to prove that what Nicki Minaj has been saying about the industry, having it out for her, is actually true. And I feel like this is going to be useful in the documentary, and this is actually going to make history. They feel like they are trying to discredit her, trying to silence her, but on the contrary, what it is actually doing is it's proving what everybody has been seeing and saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they are then now coming out to say that the Grammys are not about talent, success, and stuff like that, but they're about relationships. And I'm like, if it's a PR award, they can gladly keep it, okay? But they just have to make sure that the girls that are getting it do understand that this is not based off of success or talent, but it's based off who has got the most binding 360, degree 360 contract, okay? Who is working more for the executives and getting less, and who can pander more, who can kiss behind more than the other. So if they actually know that it's about relationships, honestly speaking, at this point, I'm not bothered at this point, because you know what, they can keep it. Now you know that the Grammys really messed up. If Jason Lee even acknowledges it, he went on Twitter and like, oh, the girl should have gotten one award. It really goes to show that people really dislike her. And I'm like, if these awards are based on who likes someone on a personal level, then yeah, they can as well keep it. Because I mean, I've always said it, okay? You can't deny that Nicki Minaj is talented. You can't deny that she has changed the rap game for females. You can't deny that she's very successful. So if you're saying it's not based off talent, success, and stuff like that, and who has had the most influence and impact on the culture, then they can keep the Grammys, as long as the new girls know that they are holding PR awards, not talent awards. In that case, I mean, like, yeah, they can keep it, okay? But this is not why I did this video. I did this video to shout out some of the real ones in the industry. The Game actually came out to speak up against this whole injustice, and he was like, you know what, this can't make any sense, and I will forever respect the Game for that, okay? Because even Drake couldn't even do something like this, and I just want to applaud him for that. The other person who I actually saw speaking up is, of course, Doja Cat, and I hope Doja doesn't get in trouble, because Doja speaks her mind. She went on to say, because somebody brought back a tweet from 2021 which to say that Nicki Minaj is the queen of rap, and then somebody said, what do you have to say about the Grammys? And then she said, somebody said that, do you not have anything to say about the Grammys? And then she said yes, and then somebody brought back that tweet, and then she said basically, which means she's still maintaining that Nicki Minaj is the queen of rap, which is something a lot of people really cannot do. She was nominated for the Grammys, but then she's real enough to understand where there has been a snubation going on. Eva Marcille also came out and spoke on this entire situation. She was basically complaining, and at this point, it's embarrassing, you guys. And I'm like, the delusion of the girls who are actually getting these awards over Nicki Minaj, to think that this means they're better than Nicki Minaj talent-wise, I can't deal with it, because clearly they're out of touch with reality. And honestly speaking, when I heard that whole thing that the Grammys are now based on relationships, I'm like, yeah, you can keep them. If it means that she has to kiss behind to get the award, I'm glad that Nicki Minaj didn't, and I hope she never does. I hope she goes down in history as somebody who stood up for herself and who stood up for injustice, even if it meant not getting an award. You do get what I'm saying? I feel like that's actually more iconic than, pandering and doing all that stuff. If they don't want to give her the award, they should keep it. But I feel like this is just going to be a very juicy and good look in the documentary. I hope she insists that. Nicki, please, if you can hear us, please make sure to put this part of the Grammys in the documentary, because nobody is going to erase the impact that Nicki Minaj has had and the success that she has had and the fan base, the real fan base that she actually has. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. Shout out to all those people who are keeping it real, and shout out to those people who can still acknowledge that they don't like someone on a personal level, but they do acknowledge when that somebody does a good thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, how many times have I told you guys that I'm not buddy gang, but when Cardi B does have actually a good song or does something good, do I not come out here and acknowledge it? It's not about who you like. Sometimes it's just about whether there is justice or injustice. And at this point, I mean, see you in my next one.